Yo, what's up? Round 2, bitch.
Back on top.
That's amazing! That was so good. Yes! Tank Tyrone is in the house! Hello folks, Sinow here, your new home for everything Resident Evil Resistance, and I am finally bringing you another Survivor build guide. Now I know it's been a little while since I last did one of these. There are two main reasons for that. One is that there's been a lot of connection issues in the game. Not on top of just like normally laggy masterminds, which is just a thing that we have to put up with anyway. I've been finding that a lot of the time when I get to Area 3, people, like my teammates, will just kind of randomly disappear on me because of connection issues, which is making things quite frustrating for me to play on the Survivor side. Another reason that I've been a bit slow for Survivor updates is that the current meta for Survivor builds is just to stack mixtapes and then abuse fever skill spam, and I'm just not a fan of that. I think it's kind of brain dead. You're not really thinking about when to use your fever skill as much. It just becomes this thing where you see a couple of zombies and then you spam it, or you see a biocore and then you just blow it up. And it's kind of killed a little bit of my enthusiasm for coming up with different Survivor builds. However, I've managed to come up with a build for Tyrone where you actually go for something that isn't just fever skill spam, and I've had some pretty good results with this so far. I'll explain to you how you make this tough Tyrone build where you have over 2050 HP if you wish, and I'll explain why it's good in today's video. So, first of all, let's start off with the skills. For your fever skill with Rally, you want to stick with Lifeline. I'm going to show you some healing numbers in a minute here, which will explain why this is so good, but for the time being, Lifeline is what you want to pick up here to be able to restore health. It also still gives you a defense boost as well, this fever skill. On top of the heal, and it heals all of your teammates, so it's pretty useful. Then for his personal skill, you want to stick with Pumped Up here so you can repeatedly kick mobs of zombies to stun them, and because you're going to be at the front of the party as Tough Tyrone, this allows you to create space or save your teammates from like Birkin grabs, etc., and really help them kind of concentrate on using firepower to get rid of big clusters of zombies, and you're the one that's kind of in the front of the party taking the brunt of the sort of aggro and damage and stuff. And Pumped Up allows you to keep kicking so that zombies fall over, and it makes it easier for everyone. Then for your Firefighter passive, traps aren't really in meta at the moment. There's not a lot of people out there who use builds that are heavy on trap damage, so unfortunately turnout gear, which really does reduce trap damage, is not very useful at the moment. So stick with First Responder. What it means by makes it easier to help teammates when they're trapped or defeated, it basically means faster or less button presses for getting people out of leg hold traps, etc. So this actually stacks really nicely with one of the equipment that I'll recommend to you in a minute, and in general this is really useful, so stick with First Responder. And finally, Determination's passive. So when I first made this build, I thought that Resilience actually might be quite useful here because I thought it would scale with the amount of maximum HP that Tyrone has, but it ticks for quite a low amount, and overall I would say it's hard to deny how good Second Wind is. Being able to get back up when you're downed and gain the effect of yellow herbs, plus you actually get more HP back because your maximum HP is higher, and it lowers your fever skill cooldown recovery, so you can probably get off a lifeline afterwards to like really heal yourself back up again. It's just so powerful, this, so stick with Second Wind. Now onto the equipment. The equipment for this build is so straightforward, you're probably going to facepalm how like basic this is. But if you want to run this build with Tyrone with a maximum HP of 2050, you use bulletproof vest, 3, 2, and 1, and that's it. 15 Survivor equip points, you're finished. Easy as pie. I would personally recommend you can get to about 1904 maximum HP, which is still a lot, by taking away Bulletproof Vest 1, and this gives you 3 extra points to play with to invest somewhere else. My two personal all-around usage choices for this would be AED device. So AED device increases the amount that you heal with a green herb, and it also makes you revive your teammates faster, and this stacks up quite nicely with your first responder passive. So I like AED device myself, or Pharmacy 101, which slightly increases the drop rate of herbs when you defeat enemies, so you can have more green herbs and you can become just like an unstoppable killing machine, or at least an unstoppable, like, tough Tyrone machine that takes all of the zombie damage so that your teammates are relatively safe. However, there are a couple of other choices you could go for here. You do have 3 points, so you could go for Lucky Charm 2, for instance. You could go for... where is it? You can go for Mortar and Pestle 2 if you want to really ramp up how much you heal from green herbs, although I find the AED device is a little bit better just generally. You could go for Supplements 2, which gives you, instead of 30% more attack and defense from a yellow herb, you have 36% more attack and defense. You could go for EMT License 2. There's quite a lot of different choices here. Right now, the way that the meta works is there's quite a lot of cooling fan Spencers out there. It's a horrible mastermind build where Spencer will repeatedly shoot you when you're trying to do a security device so that you can't complete the Area 2 objective and you run out of time. If this is a problem and you can coordinate with your teammates to allow you to pick up the security card key, I really like Baton. This slightly increases the damage that you do to doors, and Tyrone already does the most damage to doors, so this is helpful to make them even better, or even quicker to get down. But it also decreases the time it takes for you to deactivate security devices. So if you give Tyrone the key card here, then you have so much HP that Spencer won't down you very quickly, and you deactivate security devices fast. So if you're finding that cooling fan Spencer is an issue for you, go for Baton. Otherwise, I say Pharmacy 101 or AED device are both really good pickups here. And 1904 HP is a lot of max health anyway, so this works really nicely. So let me show you some pre-recorded footage here to explain why this build is so powerful. Basically, the reason why this works so well is that green herbs, by default, restore 50% of a character's maximum HP. So, Martin, for instance, has a maximum HP of 1000, and when he eats a green herb, he gets 500 health back. However, with Tyrone, you have 1904 maximum HP, or 2050 if you use all 3 bulletproof vests. And this scaling means that masterminds will find it very difficult to take you down. So let me just explain to you here. Right, you can see that I'm already in a really bad shape. The zombie grabs me. I'm on the floor. That sucks. But you know, that's life. We use Second Wind to get back up. It also applies the yellow herb on us. Then I use Lifeline's passive, so that's 762 HP that I got back there, which is a really large chunk anyway. 952 HP restored from using a green herb. So this footage doesn't have AAD device equipped at the moment. If you use AAD device, it actually goes up to something like 1030 HP restored with green herb, which is a huge amount. And then finally, just to show off, first aid spray, 1904 HP. That's a lot. You do have to be careful with this build because you can get kind of carried away with how tough you are. Look at my health bar after getting a dealer grab there. Like, this boy is fine. Nothing to worry about. But you do have to be careful with not getting too carried away because as you're getting hit, you're obviously losing time as well, not just HP. But overall, I'm finding that this build is really, really useful for like Annette swarms and things like that, or Spencer using his guns. And let me show you some footage of it in action to display how powerful it truly is. Oh, a rank 28 Annette. Okay, this should be a fairly good showcase of Tank Tyrone. Fingers crossed.
I'm sorry, but I must do this. I am as trapped on this.
Been having 1 or 2 games today for footage, which just like it wasn't very impressive. Like they were trying to poison me, I wasn't taking much damage. I was like, this isn't really showing off the build in its full glory. So, thank you very much, by the way, to Silent from the Resident Evil unofficial Discord, the Resistance of unofficial Discord, for calculating the different run speeds for the survivors. They did some testing to help clear things up for us, and they worked out that the fastest survivors in terms of run speed are Jill and Becca. I always thought Becca seemed very fast. And then Samuel is actually just behind them in terms of run speed, and then everybody else is on the bottom tier. Although obviously with Samuel, if you just constantly use the rush over and over, he's the fastest, right? But Tyrone feels kind of slow, but he's actually just the same as everyone who isn't Jill, Becca, or Samuel. Oh shit. Let me get her up quickly. I'll show you. This is with AED device, by the way. Boop, done. Nice, huh? I should have really taken care of the zombie first, but I just wanted to show it off to you guys, you know what I mean?
Your continued efforts only place humanity in greater
It's
danger.
probably a high HP in it, so I don't want to get too distracted with trying to kill things that live for like 20 years. I really, really like Tyrone's lifeline fever skill, because as long as you look at the HP bars of all your teammates, even if you're not beside them, you can kind of work out when it looks like they need some help and use it. And it's really useful.
I cannot sit
I like that.
idly by while you attempt to use that.
Okay, we're good to go. Barring any disasters, you know, the usual. Make sure you pick up those umbrella credits. Oh, Jill's having issues. Is she okay? Supply zombies spawned and I just heard one behind me. Hang on. Nice. I have to admit, I'm quite impressed with myself for that one. Jill, hang on a minute. I'm coming. 10 seconds for the zombie, 30 seconds for the supply.
But at least they prove useful here.
As per usual, this Jill has run off ahead and then is having issues, because that's kind of how Jills tend to rock. In my experience. Guys, I can't save you all. I don't want to lose 30 seconds here. Stop crawling, stop crawling. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Okay, that's one.
I owe you one.
I'm getting bit a lot here, but I'm not down yet. Whoa, look at my health though! And then, boop, 1,000 health. Grabbed again, help me out ladies, come on. Pick up. Oh no, he's controlling this one, 1 sec. I wanted to kick there, but if they're right beside you, it's hard to do a kick. Alright, let me help them. Yeah, we can't afford any more nonsense here. Don't cough, just run. Would somebody please shoot this thing off me?
There is so much more I must do.
Alright,
But thank you.
now, here we go.
It's easy for me. Shouldn't take much longer now to...
That could have been a bit easier. Yeah, I could have run up and then put the item in the diorama after I saved Becca. Maybe I should have done that, I'm not sure, but
However, I must complete your eradication.
I feel like people were kind of being a bit lazy there. We really need some blue herbs. This person's running a lot of infection.
Love that blue herb.
Tyrone loves blue herbs. He's all about them. Thank you. This team's okay. I just think they should have helped out a little bit more there.
Faster than I had predicted. I will have to make adjustments.
I'll buy a better melee weapon in a minute. Oh, there's a supply zombie. Not supply zombie, sorry, there's Yorick. Alrighty. Green herbs. I don't have a lot of time to pick up stuff.
Got a locked door.
William,
Okay.
we must put an end to this terrible
He missed.
chapter.
I'm trying to use a green herb, it's not working.
No.
Okay, I got
You
it.
may take its key, but do not think this
Look how much I'm tanking for everyone right now. Like, he's wasting his time on me while they get all the stuff in the background. Okay, this is unfortunate.
This is to die.
Wait for them all to leave me alone, and then get back up again. I'm coughing like crazy. There, I saved whoever that was. Nice. Whew. Let me see if I can save this person with a spray play. Excellent. There's a grab on me. Ugh, I couldn't do much about that. Hopefully somebody's got a grenade or something. Jill is actually doing a really good job in the background, picking up all of the security devices. Oh, nothing doing, huh? That's 30 seconds gone, that's unfortunate.
This is inevitable.
But now...
You need not fight any longer.
Oh, I don't really have enough to... Oh, damn. This is gonna be a loss, it looks like. Oh no. Hang on, we're holding in there.
You just make this easy for all of us and die.
Yeah, okay. It's not over until it's over, folks. We can do this. Oh my, not with that weapon though. Sinow, come on. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Jill. I still think you should probably be nerfed when it comes to mixtapes, but thank you anyway.
Using our aberrant creations to destroy you.
Ready to do this?
I see.
Oh no!
But you must die.
Who's the last one to make it? Okay. Stay here for the door. Come on over. Nice. Okay, good job, team. Good job. Whew. God, I love that music so much. It really gets the blood pumping. Like, I actually feel the adrenaline in my blood whenever I hear it. We are probably not gonna win, if I'm being honest, because it's a net area 3. But still.
The next area should see to your demise.
I'm gonna pick the steel bat up here because we're kind of rushing. We don't have a lot of money, and steel bat just has more durability. Okay, blue herbs. I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna wait a second before I use my fever skill. Just so I take some damage first, because I have the heal part of it. Okay. After this grab. There we go. See if we can get some, like, time here, maybe? In killing these, if possible. It's gonna be like a high HP in it. So that's gonna suck. Oh, I tried to kick there and it just didn't go off. That's so frustrating. Oh my god, kick! Oh, it's lagging, that's why. That sucks. There we go. Go for a green herb for 1000 HP. Probably should run away here, but I can't because of the elevators and the lag. Yeah, we maybe needed a little bit more firepower there. Grenades and stuff would help. But, you know, it's an Area 3 in it. I'm going to make the very controversial decision to include a loss
This took some time.
in the footage for this video. I usually don't show losses. I usually show kind of like sloppy / close wins so that you can get the most like potential footage, but you still see it kind of winning. I'm going to include a loss in this video, but I think in general you guys kind of get the idea of how the build works. In terms of like me being able to kind of tank a lot in Area 2 in particular. There was like 1 or 2 moments where I just seemed to take a lot of the heat for a bit, and it allowed my team to do stuff in the background. So that's kind of cool, and I hope that after this video you can sort of see the benefits of the build. So let's discuss the pros and cons of the Tank Tyrone build. The pros are you can tank Annette hordes, traps, Spencer guns, etc. You're a really good candidate for taking damage from these things and then just shrugging it off, healing back up like it's nothing. And along the line of Annette hordes, you can create space for your teammates, particularly when it comes to taking on zombies by using your kick move over and over, your personal skill. This acts like a sort of large stun if you manage to hit creatures, and also you can stun BOWs with it if somebody gets grabbed and you're maybe running a little bit low on grenades and things like that. So overall, it's really useful for kind of creating space as a frontline phalanx for your team, so that they can concentrate on doing damage to zombies and cleaning up in the background, and that's really nice. Another reason why Tank Tyrone is a good build to use is that it's not cooldown dependent like Mixtape Tyrone would be, you're consistently quite tough. You don't have to rely on using the fever skill and having like a period of you being really like hard to damage. And also, you're not enemy dependent like the regen tank Samuel build. You don't really need zombies to punch frequently. So that makes you a little bit better when it comes to dealing with things like Spencer, Cooling Fan Spencer, or otherwise if he's using a lot of guns. It makes you a little bit better at handling those situations, whereas with with Samuel, he kind of struggles a little bit if he can't repeatedly punch zombies to try and get the regen effect on. The cons are, you don't do as much damage as Samuel, and you're not as fast as he is. In general, Tyrone doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage, although your steel bat animation is pretty fast, so you can output a fair amount of DPS if you stick to using that. And the last con is, don't get too cocky. It's really easy to debate yourself with how strong you are in this build into just like taking lots of gunfire and zombie bites and slashes and stuff, and I kind of did that a little bit in the footage earlier, but bear in mind that every time you get hit, you're still losing time, even if you easily heal it back up again. So just be careful, because when you feel like a god, you might start to play like you're a god, and then you might lose like a fraud, because you've lost so much time for your team by just getting bitten over and over. So bear that in mind. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck with this Tank Tyrone build. Thankfully, something that isn't just stacking mixtapes for once, for a little bit of variation. I hope this build works out for you. And yeah, this has been Sinow. Take care and goodbye.